Understanding Incognito Mode and Private Browsing. Table of Contents. Today we're going to be discussing an introduction of what Incognito Mode is, the differences of Incognito in between different browsers, private browsing misconceptions, extensions and add-ons in private browsing, examples of Incognito Mode, and best practices for real privacy. And also at the end, we'll have a video demonstration. What is Incognito Mode? Incognito mode, which is also known as private browsing, is a feature in web browsers that lets users browse the internet without saving their browsing history, cookies, and site data. It is important to remember that it does not make you anonymous online. It is useful for when you need to log into multiple accounts or browsing on a shared device without leaving any traces. How is incognito mode different from regular browsing? The difference between incognito mode and regular browsing is how the data is stored and tracked. In regular browsing, your history, cookies, login sessions, and form data are tracked. As opposed to when using incognito mode, it does not save any of the information once you close that window. Cookies and site data is stored only until the end of your session with incognito mode. So, what are some differences between browsers? Because different browsers handle incognito mode in slightly different ways, even though the concept is essentially the same. For Google Chrome, calls is incognito mode and disables any extensions by default unless manually enabled. Firefox uses private browsing and has an enhanced tracking protection to block some third party trackers automatically. And Safari also has private browsing with the same tracking protection. So, again, it's the same concept, but it's applicable in different browsers and you're able to use it in different scenarios. Differences between the browsers. So Microsoft Edge, again, this is a different browser that you could use. Microsoft Edge calls it in private mode and connects with the Microsoft Defender smart screen for an additional layer of security. Brave offers private windows with Tor integration for extra anonymity. What incognito mode does and does not hide? It is important to thoroughly understand what incognito mode does not conceal. Your activity still remains visible, and incognito mode does not hide your IP address, which means that your general location and device information can still be identified. While incognito mode does help keep your local browsing data, it also doesn't provide total anonymity. Some common misconceptions about private browsing modes, like incognito, is that people often believe they offer complete anonymity online. Another common myth is that private browsing deletes all traces of online activity. However, files downloaded and bookmarks created during such sessions, like incognito mode, remains on the device. Understanding these limitations and fine line is so crucial for users to be informed. Some limitations with incognito mode is that it does not protect against malware, phishing, or other online threats. Visiting malicious websites or downloading harmful files poses the same risk as in regular browsing. So, incognito mode does offer some privacy benefits on your local device. However, it should not be relied on as a comprehensive security solution. Browser extensions or add ons improve the web browsers by introducing more functionalities like ad blocking or password management. Since most of the extensions are disabled by incognito mode, that is where you can manually add extensions you want while on that mode specifically. It is important that you only enable trusted extensions and to stay vigilant for any suspicious suspicious behaviors to maintain online privacy and security. Because, as mentioned before, yes, incognito mode does offer some privacy for local devices. However, it's not a comprehensive security solution. So, here are some examples of what you could use incognito mode for: conducting unbiased web searches. By not using the stored cookies or browsing history, your results will provide more neutral results. Another thing you could use it for is accessing multiple accounts simultaneously. It allows users to log into multiple accounts on the same web without interruptions from existing sessions. You could also test website functionality. It is good for when you have your own website and want to see what it looks like from the perspective of a new user. You should also avoid autofill suggestions. This is good for not saving sensitive information such as addresses and credit card details. Another good idea is to use it when you're shopping for gifts on shared devices. When you need to buy a gift, it helps prevent the browser from saving the hoping activity. Best practices for real privacy. To make sure to protect your privacy when on incognito mode, it is important to have a strong password and always enable two-factor authentication. Make sure to regularly update your software and limit personal information sharing. You should also be using trusted privacy-focused browser extensions. It is also important to regularly clear the cookies and cache. Thank you for listening. If you'd like to learn this lesson with the Cyber Seniors Mentor, please go to www.cyberseniors.org or call 844-217-3057 to register for a one-on-one phone session. We also host weekly tech drop-in sessions from 2 to 3 p.m. on Thursdays.